Welcome back to Andersen Acres. We're here outside for our weekly update where we go by every day for a couple of minutes, film for a couple of minutes, tell you what happened, and then at the end we answer a question somebody asked. So everyone's doing all right today. It is Saturday and it is less mucky. It was incredibly warm today, which is not going to be the case for the rest of the week, but it was so warm today that this is how much snow melted. So a week ago today, we were having a snowstorm, and today, this is how much snow we have left. There is like more snow in the trees and stuff where the sun can't reach, but this is basically what the remaining snow looks like. It's not horrific, and it's not nearly as mucky. So this is still mucky. Please do not get me wrong. This is still mucky. However, it's not as bad as it was. So probably in the next couple of days, we can start scraping down the pen so it won't be so poopy, but we leave the manure as basically islands when it's flooding. If it doesn't rain this week, we should be able to clean that all up, which would be lovely. I would absolutely adore making sure we did not have to have all this muck. Like, I'm sick of muck. So yeah, it would be lovely. I'm telling you, it would be excellent. So that's the plan. But today, what we did was basically we put Gemini in her pen separated. So she is ready to have babies, hopefully this week. If she's pregnant, hopefully this time next week, she has babies. That would be wonderful. I'm really excited for my Holland Lops. Shadowfax can't come run out because there's too many holes from the winter. We have to fill some holes so he doesn't break a leg while he's running. And then we will let him out and he'll be able to gallop around the yard and he'll have such a good time. So hopefully that can happen this week. That would be lovely. But all we can do is see what this week brings, because they are calling for the potential for snow and or rain, and I really hope that's incorrect. But you don't know. So we'll see what's going on Sunday. Well, it's Sunday. It's pretty chilly. It's pretty windy. And it's going to rain and or snow tonight. So the melting that happened yesterday, man, I hope it holds. I hope this little bit of moisture misses us. They're saying 70%, so I don't know. But the good thing is, yesterday dried up a lot. Like, a lot. So we did manage to get some of the manure cleaned up here because it was not as mucky as it had been. So this is still mucky. Let's be honest. This is still mucky. Right? That's still mucky. However, it's starting to dry up. So we were able to take down some of this pile, not all of it. We got ducks. We got ducks happening. And this is firming up some more, so we moved the hay back outside. He's scratching. It's always funny when horses do that, at least to me. So that area is still pretty mucky, but this is more stable. So, hi. Hello, my turkey man. But he's beautiful turkey. But he's a fantastic boy. But hopefully all that melting is not undone by a storm. It's getting really, really windy. So hopefully Monday here, we don't have any extra snow. There's supposed to be a system moving in overnight. 70% chance of snow or rain overnight, depending on the temperature. If I wake up and there's snow all over again, we still have snow. Like, we still have snow. So if I wake up and there's a bunch more snow, I'm gonna cry. That's what's gonna happen. I am gonna cry. All right. It's Monday. Monday sucked. So we woke up this morning to a little mini snowstorm. And we got about 1.5 inches of snow. And then it rained because it warmed up a little bit. And then it got sunny and the snow mostly melted. And now it's getting windy. So it's not warm. It's cold and there's more moisture on the ground, which means the barnyard is mucky all over again. And here's vodka being vodka, and here's tequila doing her thing. She's going to body slam him. That was interesting. Everybody went down in that pile. All right. So sometimes that's what happens. And sometimes she just chews on his head. It's just, it's a tequila thing. Anyway, that's what's going on here on Monday. So the little bit of drying up that was starting, this is at least not flooded here, but the drying up that was starting is like reversing. So we're back to muck. And Arwen is eating while laying down. Why stand up to eat? Why would you bother? Why wouldn't you just have dinner in bed? Yeah. So that's what's going on over here right now. Because, it's Monday. I have the Mondays. Hopefully, Tuesday's a little more fun. Well, it's Tuesday. And for all my complaining that Gemini hasn't been giving me babies, here we go. Little tiny babies. Look at that. Aren't they perfect? I think they're perfect, but we gotta keep them warm. So on this beautiful Tuesday, she gave me babies. That was our excitement for the day. So I'm going to push this cage back. But there we go. Under there, babies. I'm very glad, very happy. Let's see how they're doing on Wednesday. Well, it's Wednesday, and I made a mistake. I accidentally, with these duck eggs, I accidentally had one blue chicken egg in the mix. Oops-a-daisy. So he's moved in an emergency fashion into the hatcher. He is ready to hatch. Hopefully he'll hatch. Hopefully I didn't screw him up by having him in with the ducks by accident. So, yeah. Chicken egg in with the ducks. Oops-a-daisy. My bad. We'll see what happens on Thursday. Well, it's Thursday, and he hatched. So now we have a chicken. He is going to be a week older than the ducks. And he is going to be 2 weeks older than the chickens that were also hatching. That's okay. He's just going to be our little inside buddy. We are not going to go get chicks to be his friends. I know that's the typical recommendation, and we've done that before, but we don't really want outside chicks this year. We only want our own. So we're not going to do that. He's just going to live in the house with us and be our little buddy until he is able to have some friends, until some of these friends hatch. And then he will have friends, and he'll do well, and he'll be excited. So his name is Lucky. Welcome, Lucky, to the world. A little bit early for a little Lucky, but okay. This is Lucky. Do we know if it's a hen or a roux? No. I'm just saying he, because I always say he with chicks. I typically say he with all the little chicks, and I often say she with the bunnies and the kittens, but I don't know. There's no way to tell this young. I could vent sex, but I'm not going to. So you can tell this guy has a little bit of silky in him. His daddy is Jabba, and Jabba is half silky. So he's got a little bit of silky in him, a little bit of Americana, and a little bit of Orpington. That's what this guy's a mix of. But whether it's a roux or a hen, we'll have a lifelong home here on the farm. We really adore roosters. We don't get rid of them. So welcome, Lucky. I wonder if Friday will have any more excitement in store. Well, it's Friday, and it's freaking cold. Like, it's cold. It's not even funny. It's below freezing. It's in April. I'm so done. So, yeah. I hate this. I do. And if you're wondering why there's only 5 ducks, duck number 6 is under the pen, broody, underneath the barn, broody on eggs. So, whatever. Anyway. So, we always end this particular video with a question that somebody asked. This week I got asked, which is your least favorite season on the farm? And this is usually asked with the expectation that I'm going to say winter. Because of course it's winter, right? Winter is cold and water freezes and it's annoying and it's difficult. And yeah, I could say winter, but I'd be lying. It's not winter. The thing I hate more than anything, the thing I hate is spring. Why do I hate spring, you ask? It's the muck and the volatility of the weather. Like this morning, it was snowing. 2 days ago, it was 20 degrees above freezing. So it's freaking cold. Like freaking cold right now. I am so cold and so done. I'm just scouting out whoever might have eggs. I am so done with this weather. It's like the stupidest thing ever. It's horrific. Like horrific. Hi, chickens. So it's actually the spring, and not just because of the volatility of the weather. It's the muck. So if you've been watching for any length of time, you will know that until like a couple of days ago, this was basically underwater. That's why we leave a nice big pile of manure through the winter in a couple of spots. So we'll even move manure into that spot if we need to. So we leave manure here over by the barns so they can get in and out, and then back here so Shadowfax has a path to walk. And we do that because this is a low area in the yard and it gets mucky, and having the animals on the ground anyway gets things mucky. Like this is going to be mucky anyway because this is the dry lot and the animals are running around on it and causing basically a plethora of problems on it just because they're running around on it all the time. A bunch of chickens back in there. Bunch of chickens. So it turns into muck very, very, very quickly. So my least favorite season is muck season. Muck season is spring. But there are other things I don't like about spring. I do not like how quickly the weather changes. So we can go from a beautiful day one day to having a blizzard the next. And that's happened a couple times this spring. I'm so annoyed by it. And I just want to get the show on the road here and stop having all this nasty weather. But that's not in the cards. It's going to be like this for another couple weeks. So it would be just lovely if we could have a little bit of time where it wasn't nasty out, where we could just have some consistency in the weather, where it wasn't absolutely horrible all of the time. That would be absolutely lovely. But that's not what we're getting. So I'm going to be honest and say that I would rather deal with 40 below than have to deal with the muck every spring. Like, I hate the muck every spring. I hate it. I can't stand it. So what season do I dislike the most? Spring. It's spring, without a doubt. I would rather deal with just about anything else than have to deal with spring. Yeah. I'd rather have 40 below or the scorching heat of summer, which is, if you were to convert it to Fahrenheit, we get like above 100 degrees, 40 degrees plus Celsius. And it's hot here in the summer. I'd rather deal with that, and I'd rather deal with 40 below in the winter than muck season. Muck season sucks. I hate it. I'd rather anything but muck season. Anyway, that's the answer to that question. I hate spring. I know that is counterintuitive. A lot of people would say they love spring. It's finally warming up after a long winter. I hate it. It's not the warming up I hate. It's the absolute disgusting nature of spring and the volatility We get some of our worst blizzards at the end of March and into April. And it sucks. Like, we'll get 2 feet of snow, and then that snow will melt so fast that we right now have a flood watch. So between the flooding and the snow and the cold, and I hate spring. So how about no more spring? Let's get this show on the road already. Anyway, that answers that question. If you do have a question you'd like me to answer, drop it in the comments below, or really the comments of any video. I do read all the comments, even when I don't necessarily respond. That's about it for us here today at Andersen Acres. We'll see you tomorrow.